Hi guys, this is Veldrin here, and today we are going to have a look at the final game at the Northern Regional in Sweden. On the left we have Robin, who you saw in the semi-final, and he is flying Soontir with Push the Limit, Royal Guard Tie, Autithrusters and Hull Upgrade. And alongside him he's got Rear Admiral Chirabeau with Predator, Rebel Captive, Ysanne, Isard, Gunner and an engine upgrade. To the right we have Andreas, and he is flying 3 Blue Squadron B-Wings, and they have the Flechette cannon and the B-Wing E2 mod and a Tactician aboard, so they can stress out their opponents once from the Flechette cannon, and then Tactician can add one at the end to score 2 stresses at the same time. And finally he's got an I-Wing pilot, a Green Squadron pilot with Lone Wolf and a Chardaan Refit. As you can see, they've both set up their forces on opposite ends of the map here, and Andreas is moving his ships upwards, the A-Wing into the board and the B-Wings up, and then turning left to face the Decimator. And the Decimator is probably just gonna go up here and then turn back into the asteroid field, trying to get the B-Wings to chase it, because that's how you want to do it. And then he's going to bring in Soontir and flank the B-Wings, I assume here, depending on if the Green Squadron pilot can force Soontir to do something else, or if the Green Squadron is going to help the B-Wings as well, trying to cut off the Decimator and block it. So we'll see here.
Ja du, jag tar nog och...
And after some consideration, Robin decides to boost to the right here, so next turn he can hard turn 2 to the right, going back to his own side, and effectively having the B-Wings chase the Rear Admiral for the entire game, if he wants. And Soontir is quickly going up here, straight 5, closing in on the Green Squadron pilot, and yeah, he's going to boost as well. Closing in, he might be in range there. We'll see pretty soon. He could even barrel roll to the right to get even closer, and then get his focus from his ability after push the limit there. So that's a good opening from Robin here.
Jo, men vi tar och gör en först en barrel roll till höger.
Yes, there's to the barrel roll to the right, getting a stress, and then a focus token, which means he's gonna have a shot at the Green Squadron pilot here, even though it might be a range 3 shot, but there's always a chance. Yeah. And that looks like 2 hits. And rerolling for Lone Wolf. And looks like he made, if he spends the focus. Actually no. 1 shield goes away there, so that was a really good opening for Robin here. He's probably very happy with how this first turn turned out. So we're into the planning phase here, and I am guessing that the Decimator will hard turn to the right too, getting the B-Wings to chase. And he's just probably gonna do straight here with the Soontir, clearing the stress. And if he suspects the B-Wing to try to block him, he could do a bank instead, or even a hard turn to the right, getting around. So Robin has some really good options here, and he's in the driver's seat of this game now. So Andreas turns his B-wings to face the Decimator there. It looks like a hard 2 to the left. And a focus. And the next one does the same, and I'm guessing the third one will do the same. So if Robin is doing a hard 2 to the right with Chirabeau, and then he can boost away if he wants to avoid getting any shot at him, or he can just stay and maybe just take shots from the front B-wings. We'll see soon. And he turns the B-wing to the left, or the A-wing to the left hard, which means he's probably going to boost as well. Trying to get away from Soontir, otherwise he's in a really bad spot. Yeah, so if Soontir is doing to the left, they might bump, and that will be okay, since no one can shoot. If Soontir is doing a forward, he'll get past the A-wing, and if he's doing a right hard turn, he's out of arc, so Robin is probably satisfied with that, knowing that he can avoid the A-wing, or at least just bump, so there are no shots taken this turn. And he does indeed hard turn to the right with the Decimator, and that looks like range 3s to the at least the lead B-wings, and so if he decides to boost, he will be safe.
Om jag köper stenen, men då ska vi kan ju testa på det. Kan du hålla den ner? Ja.
And that is exactly what he does. Doing a one straight boost there, getting out of range on the B-wings, and setting up for perhaps trying to catch the A-wing next turn with a hard 3 to the left. So now it's Soontir. And looks like he did a 2 straight there, playing conservatively, losing the stress, and now being able to just boost past if he wants. Or he can just barrel roll to the right as well to avoid the arc. Either way, he's set up pretty good to catch the B-wings next turn, because they're at the rock just to the left of the B-wings. Robin decides to barrel roll to the right. And is he also doing a boost here, or is he happy where he's at? Looks like he's happy where he's at as they're cleaning up, so we're going into the next turn. Andreas is banking in with his B-wings in between the rocks there, trying to reach the Decimator, but if he does a boost as well after his movement, he should still be out of range on the B-wings and closing in the A-wing unless the A-wing turns to the left. So Andreas has some tricky things to do now to try to catch up here and get back into the game. He needs to cut off the Decimator somehow, and he's doing a good job of that with hard turning the backmost B-wing there. And he's hard turning to the right with the green Squadron pilot there, and he will probably have a shot at the Decimator with the A-wing, but he will be shot at first, and he does take a focus action. And Robin makes a hard 2 to the left there with the Decimator, and might still be out of range with the B-wings. If he boosts to the right there, he will set up a range 1 shot on the A-wing and be out of range from all of the B-wings, and 1 3-die attack from the A-wing at range 1 might not even happen if Chirabeau can kill the A-Wing at range 1 with 4 dice and gunner. Or a predator, or and gunner in case. And we also have the option that Soontir might be coming in from the back, and that means he's got 2 shots at the A-Wing, and this is what's happening here. So he'll setting up, I think, a range 1 shot with the Rear Admiral. And he is indeed hard turning with Soontir, getting up from behind on the A-Wing. So a boost to the left, or a barrel roll to the left and then a boost. Will probably give him a range 1 shot with Soontir as well, which means it's looking really bad for that A-Wing pilot.
Man måste tänka till så man inte håller på B-vingarna nu.
Well, he just decided to barrel roll and not boost, so he just got 2 tokens for no real benefit here. I think he should have boosted as well to get a range 1. But we'll see if it makes a difference. Looks like 3 hits. And he is taking 1 damage card. So that means 1 more hit from the Rear Admiral and the A-Wing is done. And there we have it. It's a range 1. So I'm thinking the A-Wing is probably dead here. So using his ability for a crit there, which means the B-Wing is gone, or the A-Wing is gone. And we're on to the planning phase of the next turn then, as the A-Wing is taken off the board.
Jag är inte stressad. Det är lika nöjd som jag gjorde. Fy. Sånt tycker jag inte om. Folk inte spelar som man kan räkna. Jag är stressad.
And Andreas is sending his B-Wings in close to the gap with the Rear Admiral. However, if the Rear Admiral goes to the right here, he will probably stay at range 3 from the lead B-Wing there and still avoid almost all incoming shots here. The interesting thing is what Soontir is trying to do to get out of, the front arcs of all those B-Wings closing in on him. And the Rear Admiral is indeed hard turning to the right there. And looks like he might have been a bit risky there with that 2-turn, which puts him on the asteroid. Let's see, and looks like he was safe there. So at least he can't shoot, but it doesn't look like there's any reach anyway, or any range. And here comes Soontir. He does a 2 to the right there, clearing the stress. And if he barrel rolls to the right, he could get out of range from that B-Wing. Looks like that's what he's trying to do, or at least put himself at range 3, which means Autithrusters will kick in, and if he tokens up, he will be pretty safe here. However, the Flechette cannon will still be able to do a stress if it hits, but I don't think it will. And Tactician doesn't work at range 3 if there is range. And it looks like they agree that Soontir does have a shot here at range 3 on the B-Wing. And he's thinking about spinning the focus. And he is. And 1 evade, I think. So 2 shields gone from that B-Wing.
Jag tänkte att det är faktiskt tajmat spel. Med där.
Ja. Men det är bättre på det där. Nej, det når inte.
Yes.
Ja, jag ska eller
Du känner att det gör ingenting, för jag är stressad.
men det är en skada.
Jaha, ja, just
Bra,
det, just det. Ja, det är sant. Fan, det är så långt inte jag.
Jag tar den.
Du tar Flechetten.
So the B-wing at the bottom is returning fire here. Range 3, 2 hits, and he's safe. Which means we're on to the planning phase again for the next turn. So Andreas is moving up his B-wings here, and I'm not really sure what he should do here. He needs to catch, either be lucky and get a hit on Soontir, but Soontir is probably just gonna fly past his B-wings here. So he's battle rolling and hopefully blocking him there. If he does a 3 straight, maybe even a 4-1. And if he turns his other B-wings, well, the front B-wing at least can do a bank down there maybe. Because chasing the rear admiral now is really tricky, and the rear admiral can go either right or left, it looks like here. But he is just doing... No, he's doing the bank there, trying to catch Soontir. Probably the best option here, trying to do that. Because if he manages to bump Soontir, he actually has a pretty good chance here. And if he does, he probably will be at range 2, which means Flechette, cannon and Tactician will... Well, the cannon will always work, but the Tactician will work. So this could be an interesting round here. So Robin turns Journal to the right, probably still out of range here. Decides to boost to get around quicker. If Soontir goes down, it will be Robin who needs to chase down another B-wing. And just having one ship getting through a B-wing can be tricky. So we'll see here what Soontir does. Soontir did the safe thing here, yeah, he turned 2 to the right, not taking any chances. So a barrel roll and or a boost here to the right, either one, and he might get to range 3, or he will just... Well, he's probably at range 2, so he's kind of scared of the Tactician here. He needs to try to get to range 3. Without getting caught in the corner at the same time. Well, we'll see. Let's see what he does. I would probably just do a boost to the right, followed by a barrel to the right to have the hard turn next turn to get away from the corner. We'll see. Still, getting 2 stresses would be bad, so maybe just the boost, maybe just the barrel. So he decides to barrel to the left instead, it looks like, and a bit backward. So he's now at range 1. Which means Tactician won't trigger, and then he turtles up, hoping to avoid the shot, since it's unmodified, which means he won't get an extra stress. And he's probably out of range. No, he's got a range 3 shot with that B-wing. which he focus up for 3 hits, it looks like. And he should be safe there with Autithrusters. And then it's the range 1 shot. This is the one. And it looks like just 1 hit. So he's safe. He did the right choice there. And he keeps the stress down to 1, which means he can hard turn next turn to clear it. So that was well played by Robin, and kind of bad luck on Andreas' part on that range 1 shot. But it was unmodified, so more than 2 hits would have been lucky. Okay, so Andreas is doing a 2K, I believe, or no? He's just going straight. The next one is doing a bank, it looks like, trying to catch Soontir here somewhere where they can have a lot of shots. And the last one does a bank as well, trying to get arc on Soontir here. Yeah, of course the first one didn't K-turn. Soontir is facing the other way, of course, silly me. The rear Admiral is hard turning to the right there, coming up behind the B-wings. So if he boosts, he will have range on the backmost B-wing there. He's probably thinking about that, if he should boost straight or to the left. And he decides to do boost to the left there for an easier maneuver next turn. Another bank to the right there, it looks like, next turn then. And he's probably far enough ahead to avoid shooting through the asteroid. We'll see soon. And he is going with Soontir there, hard 2 to the right, clearing the stress. And then he can boost barrel roll, or barrel roll then boost, depending on where he wants to end up here, to avoid as many shots as possible, trying to stay out of range 2 to not get stressed by the tacticians on Andreas ships. So he decides to focus and nothing else, because he's expecting the... or is it an evade? I think it's a focus. He's expecting the Tactician to give him another focus if he's being fired at by the B-wing there. And then we're into the shooting. Rear Admiral Chirabeau, range 2 on the back B-wing. Looks like there is no rock. Let's see what they decide. So here's the attack. Predator. That looks like turning into a crit there. Just 1, so no rock. So I think 2 shields from that B-wing. So Andreas B-wings are shooting now. Looks like a range 3 from the back B-wing on Soontir with Autithrusters, so this should be uneventful. You see the focus there for 3 hits, it looks like. And he was safe, right? Even though he couldn't get his 4th die, but he needed to spend the focus. So good call shooting with that B-wing first to strip the token without generating a new one. Then we have the range 1 shot, it looks like. So 4 versus 3. See the token there for 3 hits. And it looks like some of them actually went through here. Looks like 2, maybe 3 damage even, but he's got a hull upgrade, so he's probably down to 1. So, good call on the hull upgrade there. And we're into the planning phase of the next turn. So it will be interesting to see here now if he can catch Soontir one more time here. Since Soontir isn't stressed, he has the full free dial, so a hard turn to the right here could keep him away, or maybe not, or maybe. We'll see here. He's trying to barrel roll in front of him, hoping he will overshoot or bump in case he does a hard one. So we'll see. But it's good placement here by Andreas so far, trying to catch Soontir a second turn in the row, which he needs. If he needs to, he's going to take it down. And the other B-wings are just tagging along behind there, hoping to catch him in arc. So, yeah, exactly. A barrel roll to the right here is needed to make sure he can't escape with a hard 3 and then a boost barrel here, which might get him out anyway. We'll see here. But this one will probably catch him in arc no matter what he does. Oh, I was kind of expecting a bank there, but he might need to do a barrel there to be sure. Comes to the same conclusion, that he needs to barrel roll to make sure he can keep Soontir in arc there. So he's going to shoot without any modifications, but a shot is better than no shot. And he hard turns Chardaan there, fitting snugly just between those asteroids, which means there is probably room for a bank boost to the right if he wants to get in range 1. Or if he decides to focus or target lock here. Focus is probably not a good idea since Chirp's ability. So 4 dice at range 1 with Predator and Chirp's ability should be better here. So I'm gonna guess he's gonna do a boost to the right here. We'll see if I call that correctly. Okay, he decides to focus to play it safe there. Maybe doesn't want to get too close to make it tricky next turn to maneuver. And now we have Soontir here, who is bumping into that barreling B-wing. So it looks like Andreas' trap did just what he tried to make it do.
Yes! Soontir får skjuta först om Soontir får skjuta.
Soontir får skjuta, va?
Räcker 3.
We have Soontir on the B-wing to the left here first. Looks like range 3. And looks like he evaded all incoming shots. Then we have another range 2 there from or the other one was a range 2 shot from the Decimator, and Predator, and his ability. So he needs to get one there, it looks like. So one shield went away, but that's probably good for Andreas. He's probably happy with that. Okay, so the leftmost B-wing coming up here on Fell. Looks like 3 hits. Or 2 maybe. And that means they got through, or one got through. So Soontir is down. So right now Andreas is in the lead, but if he loses one more B-wing, he will need to take out the Decimator, and since it is the final and the game is untimed, it's battle to the death here, and since Chirpy is undamaged, I'm gonna put my money on the Decimator, but we'll see. A few rounds with focused fire here might change the odds pretty quickly. And Andreas is beginning to bring his B-wings back here, gunning for the Decimator, and the Decimator is in a pretty bad spot right now for that, since if he barrel rolls this one and the other 2 are K-turning, he might have arc with all 3 of them. So we'll see here. And that is indeed what he is doing here. He barrel rolled the first one, and he's K-turning this one, and he's probably K-turning the third one as well, which will bring them all nicely together there. And there's the third or the second K-turn to bring all 3 B-wings facing more or less the same direction here, and that will be the direction that the Rear Admiral is heading into. So Chirabeau does a bank there, getting out of arc from the leftmost B-wing and maybe the center one as well. And next turn he can hard turn to the left and boost to get away. But since he can't play for time here, he will still need to come around and try to score some kills, which means he will be in range of the B-wings sooner or later. So as long as Andreas doesn't rush anything here, he should get a few more rounds of decent shooting on the Decimator. So this will be an interesting end game.
Ja du. Vi har ju 36 mot.
So into shooting here, looks like range 3 between the Rear Admiral and the rightmost B-wing here. So the Rear Admiral goes first, and Predator, so 2 hits. Looks like 1 shield off the B-wing.
Range clear.
So here's the return fire. Stress from Rebel Captive. 1 hit. And looks like he avoided it. So we're into the next turn now. So 2 straight to clear the stress. He'll just line up his B-wings here, I guess. And not being a time game, I would say is in Andreas' favor here, because Robin can't just run and take punch out at range 3 with Chirabeau here.
Hur lång är det?
Istället för...
Så, kör du live-rapportering stillbild? Ja, faktiskt. Kolla va?
Det är nog ingen fara.
Den där stressen...
Han har kvar
Ja, just det, han har dubbelstress.
Sure, now it's her turning to the left, of course. 3. Putting distance between himself and the speed wings. And it looks like there is no range this turn.
Kvar där, ta den.
Well, actually there is. So here's a range 3 shot from Chirabeau. 3 hits. And it means he's taking 2 shields. Maybe 3. And the return fire.
Det var det. Ja, det var det. Det var helt...
Rulla tillbaka då.
Ja. Lite stressen.
Stress from the rebel captive, so it's double stressed again, that poor B-wing. And 2 hits. It looks like 1 evade with the focus token. So losing a shield from the Decimator. And then we're on to the next turn. So another 2 straight, clearing 1 of the 2 stresses on that B-wing. I think he should be keeping that one back, or at least waiting for his pals to catch up here before firing again, because more stress is just not good. You need that modification at rank 3. Getting 3 hits on the rear Admirla is really good. And then he goes in between the asteroids with the next one, and the last one will probably just bump into the back of him, setting up a nice attack run here to catch Chirabeau as he's going past in the middle of the map here, up at the middle. So if he can get all 3 B-wings to fire at in the same round on him, he should do some serious damage on Chirabeau here. Chirabeau does a 2 straight. He's thinking on the action here. If he boosts, he will have an easier time getting around the corner without getting caught up. But if he focuses, he might have a better chance of avoiding 1 damage or scoring more damage on the damaged B-wing. So it's a tricky call. I think I would have gone for the boost, getting out of the corner quicker in two turns from now. So another shield from the B-wing, which means it's now shieldless. And he also got a crit, so that means it's down to 2 hull. And we can't really see which one it is. It looks like it's something that doesn't affect it. So we have return fire from the B-wing. Looks like nothing. And I think they forgot to put the second stress on there. So that could be an issue. We'll see. So here comes the B-wing chasing after the Admirla, keeping his stress. I don't know if there's 2 or 1, but there should be 2, but they might have forgotten it last turn. We'll see. And then he keeps heading there, so if the Decimator goes really fast and boosts, he might get out of some arcs. And, well, we'll see. Here's another bump behind his own ship, I think. Decimator moves a bit, not too fast there. Which means he's probably facing at least 2 shots from the B-Wings this turn. And that's not what he wants. He wants to exchange 1 shot for 1 shot. Thinking on action here. And I think a boost would be the best one, trying to get around as quick as possible, but he decides to focus, and we'll see. Trying to target the damaged B-Wing, which appears to be through a rock. So using his there's range 2, and that B-Wing is gone.
Oj! Under honom. Han ser inte. Han ser.
So if they forgot to put stress on that B-Wing before, it didn't matter since he now died. And now there's return fire from the other one. And that got the stress from Rebel Captive here. And I'm thinking he's probably using... I think it's time to turn to the Flechette cannons because he needs to get stress on him to avoid Isard later. But it looks like he's still doing the primaries since he's getting the range bonus. And with the focus token he can get an evade, so just 1 hit goes through, I believe. So Flechette cannon should probably have been the wiser choice, but it's easier to do that afterwards. So now we have a 1 bang clearing the stress. So he will be able to take his action, barrel roll or focus or target lock here. I guess that he's checking for where that rock actually sits for the next turn.
Access denied.
Let's do focus, and the other one is doing a 2 straight, no 1 straight. And that one also takes a focus. And then we have Tuna, who's doing a straight maneuver here. It looks like a 3 or 4 I think, trying to get out of the arc of fire here, but I think it's a little too late to get quick. He should have gone quick, probably all the way from the beginning. Even though he did take out one of the B-Wings by going a bit slower, so maybe he didn't make the right call there. We'll see, but he still keeps boosting here. And we're on to the combat phase.
Men hjälper mig hålla ner. Jag kan lägga mig och... Ja, han glider av. Jag ska sätta range. Vad vill du? Kör. 36. Ja.
So it appears to be a range 2 shot through the rock at the top B-Wing there. Predator for 3 hits, so maybe... Yeah. And he decides, thinking using, he spends the focus for 2 evades, I believe, and I think that's the right call here. Takes 1 shield, or 1 hit, or 1 crit, or whatever it was, looks like a hit. Keeping his B-Wings alive here is essential.
Med Flechetten.
So the bottom B-Wing shooting first here, getting the stress from Rebel Captive, spending focus for 3 hits. and nothing it looks like. Taking one, getting stressed from the Flechette cannon there. So if he's using the Flechette cannon, why is he rolling? Well, I don't know if they missed that or whatever. And the other one did as well, using Tactician from range 2. And then we're on to planning phase. So Andreas is going one back there. Again, trying to catch him in arc. So if he barrel rolls to the left, he'll probably have a shot for sure. And I think we're getting close to actually having a shot here at actually destroying the Decimator. I'm not really sure how many hit points it has left, but it can't be that many. We'll see here in a bit. So yeah, he did the barrel roll, and here's one that just... Okay, well yeah, that's the damaged one, so he's got one hit point already, so he decides to go outside of the asteroid there, not taking any chances. Then we have the Decimator. Let's go back quickly there, back 3 I think it was. And he could potentially boost, but I don't think there's any point here, and there will be a rock in between. Or I think he will double stressed, so he's got 1 stress left. There is no action here. My bad. So, trying to take out the damaged B-Wing, or shooting the one that can hit him and maybe strip its token. So I guess he should target the B-Wing that is shooting him. But it's a tricky call here. Since it's not a time game, MOV doesn't matter. Killing the damaged one right now doesn't matter, because whenever the damaged B-Wing will be able to shoot back, he will shoot first, but he decides to target it. So it looks like 3 hits. And uses the focus. Take one. Oh, it was a direct hit, or a critical hit, so let's see. Can't really figure out what it did, but it was not a direct hit, so the B-Wing is still alive. 1 remaining hull. The B-Wing is returning fire here through the asteroid. So it looks like 2 went through. Maybe it was a direct or a critical hit, but I can't tell here since the cards are off camera. And we're on to the next turn. The pilot skill was, or the crit was that he got pilot skill 0, so now he moves before the B-Wings, which will make it trickier for him to arc dodge. And he hard turns, and it looks like he's gonna bump the B-Wing there. So if the B-Wing is turning into him, they will just stay put. And that B-Wing did a 1 bank left to clear the stress and remain stationary. And the almost dead B-Wing does a 2k, trying to get back into the fight, forcing the Decimator to shoot at it. So now Decimator banks 2 to the left here, trying to get within range to have a killing shot on the injured B-Wing. But now the injured B-Wing will be the one shooting first. So he'll be facing at least 1 shot from that B-Wing this turn. And the bottom B-Wing is 2k turning, it looks like, which means he will have 2 shots on the Decimator this turn. And this is turning into a game in Andreas' favor now, with the pilot skill 0. And then the other one does a 2 straight, clearing stress, so he can also focus. Okay, so it looks like the leftmost B-Wing, the one that K-turned, got a blinded pilot. So that's why he's not shooting with that one.
Just det, ja just det, då var han klar. Men han försöker en stress i alla fall.
Ja,
Yes. Då är det han som är
You're också på range 2.
So we have the top B-wing here, shooting first. And one hit, which goes through and gives the stress. He wants to keep making sure he can't use Ysanne on the Decimator. And the Decimator shoots back. And now we're only one B-wing left here. So this is going really down, being close here, because both ships are almost destroyed.
Kolla, för mycket. 3.
So we're now down to the fact that the B-wing is shooting first might be enough for Andreas to win the game, because either ship could go down now this turn. And looks like the Decimator is still stressed, which means there will be no Ysanne Isard for a free evade. And the B-wing moves up there, still range 2, which is enough for the Tactician to keep him stressed as well.
Skjuter först. Så stress.
Stressade piloter här.
Skriv 2 då.
Here's the range 2. Tactician gives a stress as well, and he spends the focus. So it looks like 3 hits going through. And the Decimator is still alive, but just on the brink, and the return fire. And he'll use Predator. Looks like 2. And he evades 1. Looks like shields down on the B-wing. And Robin is hard turning to the right there with Rear Admiral. Still stressed, so no action and no Isard. And Andreas is probably also doing a green move here, or no, he's doing a hard 2. Keeping his stress, just staying in range.
Ja, du skjuter först.
So range 3 shot here. Looks like 3 hits. And well, maybe 1 crit. Can't really see what it was here, but the Decimator is still alive, so he's returning fire. And Predator for 3 hits, it looked like. And nothing, so 1 shield and 2 damage, so it means the B-wing is actually, or 1 will not a crit, so if it was a direct hit he's dead, but it was not. So the B-wing has 1 hull left, and the Decimator is probably close to being dead as well, so maybe next turn will be the final one, either way.
Sportsmanship award.
Decimator backs to the right, clears 1 stress, keeps the other 1, and this is the B-wing's chance here. If you can get through, there is no Isard or anything, but he's hard turning 2, which means he'll go over that rock, keep his stress, and if he rolls a hit or crit, the B-wing will go down and Robin will win this.
En hit nu, hit, 50%.
Here comes, and he's safe.
Kom igen.
Okej.
We go for the game here. If we can destroy the Decimator, looks like 3 natural hits, which means he's got the Decimator, and Andreas wins the regional after an amazing final here. It looked like there was a nice hand there. Looks like Robin had the upper hand in the beginning, flying really well with the Decimator. But then, as Andreas managed to catch Soontir in the corner, the tables turned, and well played both of them getting this far. And congratulations to Andreas for winning the regional. And thank you for watching.